Welcome back. So, how many of you feel sleepy? No, but I feel like. Now it's reverse. So, so let us go on a very beautiful digital detox journey. I'll have both these sessions in brief and give you a very intricate and why you should be doing what you are doing now and why you should not be doing what you are doing now is going to be the crux of this presentation. There is no doubt that digital technologies over decades have helped us to evolve. There is no doubt. And today's session is focused only on overuse and negative effects of digital technologies. We all appreciate, we are listening to this because of digital, nothing more than that. So, needless to say, they are of great benefit. So, let us start this journey reclaiming my life from the digital world. Okay? So, am I the master or my mobile? That's a big question. So I request you all, just listen to me, I request you all to just keep your mobiles just next to you, little bit. If I ask you to shut off your notifications now, possible or difficult? Possible. Okay, perfect. Let us do it. Then if I ask you to put your mobile phone in airplane mode, possible or not possible? Possible. Let's do it now. Already some sense of discomfort, that sense of urgency starts gradually creeping in our own life. And if I ask you to switch off your mobile now and give it to me here for next 3 hours, what will happen? You start feeling that restlessness, they start feeling that urgency, start feeling something that is happening wrong in our life. This is what our life used to be in India. I used to come home as a kid and I just used to come and throw my bag like this with my mother cooking food in the kitchen. And she would not ask me. I just used to say, I'm going to play cricket. And I used to run out of my home. She never used to bother. I used to be out for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And likewise, many people would have been doing so. In the late evening, I would come back, drenched in sweat and everything. And she wouldn't even ask me a question. She would say, oh, Mohit, come on, take a bath, get fresh, and just come to the kitchen and have your dinner. We were connected very beautifully, not by technology, but by our mind. And today, if the same thing happens, we will give at least 30 or 40 calls in that 4 hours asking you, where are you? Where are you? Now you are out. Now you have sit down in the car. Now you are eating. Now you are dancing. Now you are. So keep on. That sense of urgency has crept. So we dreamed of a life which was free and fulfilled, which was full of joy. Everything was comfortable, and suddenly this innocence was lost, and this innocence was lost in a digital world. We were revolutionized with this traditional classical mobile phone and a laptop, which were big in sizes, huge in sizes, but as their size is growing down and down, their power battery used to be for 2 days, 3 days, and even 7 days. Their energy is gradually also going down and down. So, digital technologies, no doubt, are an integral part of our professional life. They are a force multiplier. They are a positive force. They have eased out our life. We have become wiser, smarter, and faster. Absolutely without question, but it has also changed us from human beings to human doings. We are just working, doing, and doing throughout the day. That sense of urgency. I am busy and I don't have time. Look at this typical picture of the present digital home. Everybody is busy. When we are in our home, when we are having dinner, when we are talking to each other in a family, children are with their own mobile, parents are with their own mobile. They are connected to each other not by their own emotions, but by the kind of life that they are having. So it's from mindful going back to mindfulness in our life, creating and emptying our mind. This is what this journey is all about. Let me answer and check that am I really addicted or not? Ask these 7 questions for yourself and you'll get an answer. If any of these things is happening in your life, then probably we somewhere are addicted to our life, to the digital technologies. This is the kind of life, right from morning till evening. So, first is that I have a sense of urgency to leave my home and room only with the mobile, then I'm addicted to it. If I have this urgency to feel compelled to check up repeatedly the notifications without any particular reason, that again means I am addicted to my mobile. If I eat with my phone always next to me, I'm addicted to the mobile. If I feel anxious and depressed after using social media, I feel very happy with social media. I also feel depressed with the social media, addicted to the mobile. And if I'm obsessed by sending repeatedly text messages, I have a fear of missing out, FOMO, then again I'm addicted to my mobile. My dear friends, we need to unplug. This digital world has led us to where we are in our life currently. The journey of timeless and endless web, 24 by 7 access, everything going on in a smartphone, from tools we wanted to use to tools we need to use and to the tools we must use in our life. This is what has been the journey of the digital world. We are continuously compelled to do this. So check out anytime, anywhere, any amount, but you cannot leave. You cannot leave. Our ability to opt out becomes increasingly difficult and we have emotionally invested into a digital world. Look at this. Distraction is accessible. Millions of songs, so much free movies, 400 plus channels, magazines, everything on just a click, it is available. But too much of good becomes bad when we lose balance in our life. So today, I'm going to make you understand that how ancient wisdom is needed again for modern living. Living a life of moderation and balance is the key of life. And what is the mechanism of digital addiction, and in fact, of any addiction in our life? Let us understand this. Look at this. Now, look at me. What happens? You're not going to go into that detail of slide. What happens? Now, you pick up something. This can relate to digital world or anything. Our body, our life is working according to the neurotransmitters. And what happens is, suppose you pick up a mobile and go to the social media, maybe a WhatsApp or a Facebook, to check a notification that initiates a reaction. Now listen, what happens? You find a sense of appreciation or thumbs up or a smiley or something like that from your friend or family from whom you expected. What will happen? It will immediately stimulate your brain to release what is called as a dopamine hormone. That dopamine hormone is a pleasure initiator, not a happiness initiator. It's a pleasure initiator. And the moment that initiates pleasure in you, it goes into another second loop that you repeat that activity again to seek that pleasure again. You will go that. So once you have that pleasure, oh, this thing gives me happiness, I am feeling very comfort, that initiation loop has again changed. You again go to the social media, again type a notification, you chase that social media more frequently, you get another thumbs up, you get again addicted to it, and you keep on doing again and again. But what happens? Every time when you are getting appreciated, you are releasing more dopamine, the receptors of dopamine go down gradually. And when the receptors are going down gradually, to seek the same pleasure that you got first time, you have to repeat that activity more and more frequently, and that is where our second loop starts, which is called the compulsion loop. That means we are compelled to seek again and again, which leads to deeper habitual engagement. Both frequency and intensity will increase. This is what causes digital addiction. So, chasing the dopamine dragon, because dopamine is like addiction. It's good hormone, but excess of dopamine is like addiction. It's short term. It's like visceral. It's like, it inspires from taking. It is typically experienced alone, whereas serotonin, which is a hormone of happiness, it's non addictive, it's ethereal, it's more in giving. This is what we need in our life. So, technology like addictions of nicotine and cocaine, they can really lead us to serious and serious addiction. And the buck doesn't stop here. Why internet usage is of concern, and why not only India but Southeast Asian countries are number one in internet and screen usages. Because of what? Because today we are using typically more than 300 minutes every day on mobile internet. This has increased significantly. More than 60% of us are using it for social media, for entertainment. Almost 70 to 80% is purely for entertainment, and only 5 to 10% is what we really need in our life. So ask, when I am using internet, is it productive? Is it useful? And is it necessary? That is very important for us. This digital addiction is affecting our life seriously. How? It affects our brain. Just like you have a high consumption of calories, it affects your body adversely. Similarly, impact of high calorie digital consumption will destroy your brain, and I'll show you how the MRI images of brain who are addicted to technology. This impacts your productivity and growth. I will show you the data. This impacts your relationship and family, which is called the internet paradox, and this also impacts your health and well-being. So this internet practically has become affordable and accessible. And what happens is, as I explained to you by neuroplasticity, constant influx of information is completely changing our brains significantly, and it shows that there is a direct link between internet usage, anxiety, and depression. A typical internet usage brain is called popcorn brain. You know that? A popcorn brain. Why? Because we are constantly searching for new experiences on internet to get a dopamine shot. If you don't get something on social media like Facebook, you will jump onto the WhatsApp. If you don't get on WhatsApp, you jump onto Twitter. If not on Twitter, you go onto Insta. You want satisfaction, appreciation, acknowledgement, recognition continuously, or you want people to recognize you. And once we are constantly jumping from one part to the other, this changes our brain structure, and this calls for a popcorn brain, or what we often call it as a techno brain. Those people, if you we are addicted, they are hyperactive, they are inattentive, subtle level of depression is more, they are less connected in reality and more connected to friends and families on internet, and serious mental disorders keep on occurring in them. And look at this, what happens when the functional images of MRI were done for those who were cocaine addicts. Mind you what I'm saying, listen to me. Those people who were cocaine addicts and those people who were internet addicts, you would be surprised. Both opiate addicts and internet addiction had similar changes in brain. Can you believe it? Both opiate addiction and internet addiction had similar changes in brain. So you can't get contentment from an app or from a purchase, but you can only be pleased. There is a huge chemical difference in what is happening in your life. One is dopamine, and the other one is serotonin in your life. Look at this. Repeated use of internet is going to cause digital dementia. All the lobes of the brain are firing and wiring differently. understimulation of the PMRF, hyperstimulation of different parts of brain like occipital lobe, understimulation of frontal lobe, your ability to recognize, to discern, to judge, to create, it goes down, and we have a personality which is hyperactive, which is inattentive. Frequent mood changes in our life. Sometimes you are very happy when you are recognized, sometimes you get depressed, and more so, your ability to gather good sleep also goes down. If you have challenges in sleeping, that's a major problem. That's of major concern. Look at this. How our productivity is being affected by the digital world. What is happening? When we are doing scientifically, the time between interruptions is continuously increasing. And look at this Twitter curve. When we are doing work, listen to me, how it happens. Suppose you are working on an internet on computer, and I'm grossly engaged into a particular assignment. I'll grossly engage. I'll share the link for this presentation, don't worry. Okay. So when you are working on a computer, you are doing an X work, and that is you're fully concentrated into it. Suddenly your brain fires and you switch on from one work, solving one problem and half solved, to the another problem. And the moment you switch off from one problem to the other problem, your brain has to completely start from zero and again focus on that. And that is what is called as the switching penalty of brain. And when you come back from that switch task back to the same task, the time to go back to the same task is more than 25 minutes, often to 2 hours. And this is called switching penalty. We don't give our time, our brain, to focus on a particular task and switch off. And that is why this typical switching has a serious complex on our brain. We are more stressful, we are frustrated, and it requires more time, pressure, and effort. Dr. Gloria Mark conducted its study and showed that on average, we are switching from one task to the other every 3 minutes. Can you believe it? We are not even able to focus on one task for more than 5 minutes. It could be anything. And if we are switching to unrelated task, more than 23 minutes to half an hour, it takes back to come back to the same world. What is happening to our attention span? You know, the shortest attention span in this world is of whom? It's of goldfish. It's 9 seconds. The goldfish cannot focus than more than 9 seconds. And today, studies have shown that human beings have surpassed goldfish. We have an attention span which is less than 8 seconds. Less than 8 seconds. Can you believe it? Look at this. Less than 8 seconds, 8.25. This was in 2015, and now it is less than 7 seconds. We have a shorter attention span. This is what is happening according to the research. So we have decreased attention span. People keep on saying and complaining that we need more time to do this, we need more time to do this. But today, we don't need more time, my dear friends. What we need is more focus in our life. More focus. Time is same, but the quality of work will not be dependent on time. It will be dependent on the level and the intensity of focus that we are having. It could be studies, it could be business, it could be meditation, it could be spirituality, it could be professional. Anything in your life, if you want to achieve good and fast, we need to have more focus in our life. That is what is needed. And this digital world is taking away. Look at this digital cocaine. We all are ingesting this digital cocaine by, and this decreases our productivity. 55% of us people were distracted by the cell phones when we are working, and 75% of studies people lost more than 2 hours of work, productive work, when they were at work by their digital world. This is what is digital world doing it. Look at the multitask mania. How many people think it's great to multitask? Great to multitask. Today, I'll unravel the beauty and the power and the negativity of multitasking. Our capability goes down. It impacts our productivity. And not only that, what happens once we are switching from one task to the other? What we do is we are giving what is called as the CPA, that is, continuous but partial attention to everything. only partial attention. We are not mindful. We are mindful, full of negativity, full of all the things. Look at this. When you are doing, we repeatedly give partial attention only continuously to what we are doing, and our ability to enjoy, our ability to experience drops off, and we keep on switching tasks between one and the other. And this leads to serious effect on our brain. Our breathing is affected, our mind is hyper alert, and people become overstimulated and powerless. This is the power on the relations. Look at the effect of digital technologies on the relations. No doubt, it has made us connect very well, but as I said in the previous talk, today we have created houses within houses by walls of technology. And today, what it has shown is what is called as an internet paradox. Look at this. This happens every day, everywhere in the home. Every day. Mother, father, everybody. And this internet paradox is a phenomena where online relationships lead to decline in real life relationships, and this leads to more depression and more loneliness in our life. More loneliness in our life. This is how our relationships are affected. We are more connected but more lonely. Passive consumption is leading to depression, and our emotional state is getting higher and higher, and it was predicted much earlier when internet came in 1990s. Look at the iPhone effect. The iPhone effect study carried out by Dr. Shalini Mishra in US, she showed that the quality of conversation merely by keeping the phone when you are talking to somebody. Imagine, merely by keeping phone in front of you when you are talking to somebody in your home, in your family, it has negative effect on your closeness and connection. It lowers the quality of conversation and empathy, and it has negative effect on interpersonal relations. So removing devices will lead to empathy, trust, and more closeness in this. So my dear friends, this is an incident from India. Look at this. Are we in a virtual or real world? A Delhi man takes wife to court for being addicted to social medias and files for divorce. This is a real story which we had, and this is not a story here. This is story where everywhere in this world. And what so? It has severely compromised my own health and well-being. Why? Because today we have become a distracted generation, forgotten the art of deep learning due to technologies. Google doesn't have all the answers, so it tells us, come to me. The art of reading a book, we have forgotten. It's no more a art of reading a book. We are listening to a book, audio books, everything we are listening to audio. And the brain neuroplasticity, as I told you, you're programming your brain not to read, not to read, not to read. That neuroplasticity makes it difficult for us to read those books. So this is why we have lost the art of reading. I was having this, and today I've ensured that I don't read books and articles from internet. I take a print of them and I ensure that I'm reading them directly from the book. This is what is important for us. Look at this. Dr. Gary Small conducted terrific experiments on brain, and what he showed was that when we are suffering from this internet addiction, we are switching off from reading a book to surfing online. It has serious differences. The activated areas show that when you are reading a book, it leads to focused and more positive stimulation of brain, as compared to when we are surfing online, it leads to hyper undesirable stimulation of all the areas of brain, which can lead to anxiety and depression. So we are practically now a distracted generation, constantly stimulated brain, a weak and a stressed brain. Consequences of this: surfing is information decoding. We are just gathering but not integration, my dear friends. That is what I was sharing with one of the sisters, that we are piling up facts today, we are more knowledgeable, but we are lacking wisdom. We have not synthesized that information to be used in our life, and our brain is working like just a tathastu machine. Look at the impatience we have. Earlier, we used to order something, it will take 4 and 5 days to come. And today, order meals online, and we are impatiently waiting. 15 minutes it should come, 15 minutes it should come. If it is not coming, I'll get it free of cost. And that is what is causing the sense of instant gratification. Anticipation is replaced by anxiety today. Anticipating something is replaced by anxiety. Look at this amazing relationships. Just married goes on to just divorced. This is what is happening. We really need to look on that how we are trapped into these social media addictions also. The effect of exercise of the screen addiction on children is excessive. The children are now more and more having poor sleep, more obesity, higher chances of cardiovascular disorders, poor vision, bone density is less, and every day I am getting children with poor school performance, difficult able to cope up with social. So we are having intellectual fools who are emotionally and poorly empowered emotionally. So this is where we are. This is how we are feeding our children with the laptops, with everything outside, and then we are eating our meals, my dear friends. By elementary school, the data show, look at this. By elementary school, child has already witnessed more than 8,000 simulated murders, and this leads to the emotional drain. These are the actual pictures from the internet. A normal child globally has already witnessed 8,000 simulated murders. Why? This is not only look a picture from China. Young teens are wearing diapers so that they are so addicted they don't have to get up from the internet and they just micturate or urinate sitting there in the diapers. That is the level of addiction. So we really need that today internet addiction centers are there. We really need to have a look into this, that where have we landed? The E diseases, a group of disorders called E diseases. Look at this E diseases, the burden of smartphone. Look at the neck posture, how significantly our neck posture is altered, leading to cervical spine disorders. Exposure to blue light is affecting our sleep, and we are not able to get a good and a great sleep. It increases cancers, obesity, depression, cataracts, and so much and so forth. And this is called the smartphone syndrome. I can load you for an hour with this, but let me tell you, this is of grave and serious concern. So, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to give you a 20, 30 point of mantra. I wanted to make you understand that where this digital world has led us. It's time to disconnect to actually reconnect with our own selves. This is called digital detox. And we don't need hard solutions, we need more creative solutions, need deep and reflective thinking to completely rejuvenate and recreate and redesign our life. So let us take a break of digital detox. Slow down, relax, take it easy, and enjoy life. Why? Because when you are going to step up into digital detox, it's going to be very uncomfortable. You may be able to do it for hours or maybe a day or so, but your subconscious brain, which is programmed already, which is already tuned, it will tell you, come on, leave it. It is boring. It is not worth it. It is annoying. You will feel disconnected. You will feel as if you are missing out something. But let me tell you, once you do it only and only for little time every day, you will find a new sense of strength. Your focus of mind will become laser sharp. You will be happy. You will have easy sleep. You will have great relations. Your memory and creative power would be gorgeous, phenomenal, and magnanimous. So, the mantra is be diligent. You can note it down. Diligent stands for be disciplined in your life. Disciplined, every day you decide a particular time, a frame where you will be completely disconnecting from the technology. It could be, I'll be giving you that 60, 40, and 60 mantra later on. You can use it, a very simple mantra. The second one is introspect periodically. Every day, look at your screen time and introspect that do I really need to decrease my time? And most of the time, you get the answer and you can completely change it. You can decrease it. Learn to read. Have a book. Even I was traveling from India to Malaysia, I had two books. One my spiritual book, one of the another books which I keep on reading, I keep on shifting. It's important to read because if you are reading, you will decrease the time of internet consumption. Involve, socialize with your friends and family. Very important. Talk to them. Every day in my family, we will sit down after the dinner, I told you, and we will chat for half an hour about life things, spiritual principles, stories, sharing with each other. That is one of the very powerful ways. Be gratitude and enjoy nature. Enjoy yourself. Go to the nature, but don't keep on looking on the laptop or your mobile phone while you are walking. People are often walking like this, like this is not the way you're going to walk. This is not the way you're going to walk. Let it be there. Make a principle. Reward yourself that now I'll have a walk for 10 minutes, which will be completely e-free walk. That's called a e-free walk. And after 10 minutes, you can again use that technology if you are addicted for maybe half a minute or maybe 1 minute, and again go back and take it easy. This is very important. So simple practical detox techniques is switch off notifications for a few hours every day. Very simple. You can try for half an hour. You can fix up a time that from morning 6 to 8 I won't be having any notifications. Only after that I will check. You can have a e-free notification time from evening. You will switch off all. Read a book. Avoid phone screen at meals. Go outdoors with family. Re-engage in old hobby. And probably use a old alarm clock. No mobile alarms. You know that mobile clock. Have a mobile clock old, which is traditional, which is very beautiful. It's decorative. It's fantastic. Try it. Use technology, but only in moderation. That is very important. Have human moments. Human moments is an authentic psychological encounter that happens when two people are in the same space. It's about emotional connect, not the mobile connect, not the e-connect, not the hugs that you send on the mobile, on the e-space. It's about connecting each other emotionally. We are all connected by our energies, not by our physical experiences. It happens. Sometimes you go to a friend on an official dinner and the receptivity is so bad that that 2 hour meeting is shortened to half an hour and you come back even without having a dinner. And sometimes you go to your friend's home unplanned. You want to meet only for 10 seconds catch up and you end up spending 2 hours. Does it happen or not? It happens. It's about the human connect in our life. I've always believed that language is designed to hide feelings. We don't need language in our life. I never believe in language. For last 10 years, I never trust anybody's language. People may speak n number of things. I work only on vibrations. You bring a person, I will give you a blueprint. Because your energy introduces you even before you speak. That's the power of yoga. That's the power that we have. The vibration should be powerful. You may be saying, if I come to your home, oh, Dr. Mohit, fantastic to meet you. It's so nice. After so much time, you are coming. So wonderful. Come on, come on. Today, I'm not going to let you go back without having a dinner. And inside, you may be thinking, oh, this guy had to come at this time only. I'm so busy. This was not needed. So, words have no value. It's the energies and the vibrations that have value in our life. That is what is called a human moment or authentic human encounter. So, my mantra for a digital detox is a 60-90-60 principle. The 60-90-60 principle is simple. Like for a professional like me, first 60 minutes of the day, no internet. When I get up for the meditation, I'm early up in the morning, till the time I'm out for a walk or something like that, I would not touch my phone. No problem at all. Absolutely no notifications, nothing. Then throughout the day, being a professional, being at such a position, I need to be there around and understand there is no problem at all. And when I come back home, again, not 90, typically I practice for more than 2 to 3 hours, no screen for 90 minutes when you are there with your family. Absolutely no. Big no. Unless you are on a call or a doctor or there's an emergency you expect. And then before sleep, again, you detox yourself and stay in silence, experience that bliss, meditate, read a good book. I write articles, I write stories, I play music, I will play different kind of instruments, I will do some creativity. For last 60 minutes, I will have 5 affirmations to plan my next day, but I will be detoxed digitally from my mobile. 60, 90, 60. 1440 minutes. Remember you had. I told you, remember that? Only look at this 210 minutes I'm asking. You still have more than 1200 minutes at your disposal. That is what is needed. My dear friends, I need to tell you that meditation is one of the most powerful tools to detox yourself. It is important, it is pertinent for you to understand that today it's not important to touch screens, it's important to touch lives of the people. Lives of the people. So, make up a short mantra and experience this power in your life. Today, digital detox is not only necessary, it is mandatory. We all need to set standards for all of us, understanding the harmful effects, using it judiciously, applying and using appliances very comfortably that will help us. So, in brief, I gave you a very fantastic and a beautiful overview of how technologies should be dealt with, how they should be tackled with in our own life. Any questions from your side? Yes? Any questions? Are you able to get a deeper insight into this? Yes or no? Yes, that's important. Very, very important. So let us, yes, yes. Three things. That is called a dopamine break, or that is called having a dopamine free period. You have to do three things. Dopamine has an habit of continuously getting released by the same activities. So, the first thing that we all should be doing is the environment in which this dopamine is released. It could be your workplace, it could be your home, your office, where you are continuously doing that activity. Change the location, change the arrangement, change the environment completely. Shift off from the table to the other one, change the things around completely, make it completely decluttered. That is first thing that we need to do, and that is first powerful step for a dopamine addiction. Second, identify the triggers. Identify the triggers. Each one of us has that. Pleasure seeking is because of something that you are searching for. You are searching from the net, you are searching and expecting from the person. It could be from the situation, and it could even be from the organization. That sense of recognition, as a story I shared in the morning, that has to be there. It is completely needed that you identify the triggers and stop or switch off those triggers for some particular time. Third, don't make great changes. Use the Pomodoro technique. You know that Pomodoro technique? You know that Pomodoro technique? Many of you would be knowing this. This is a very simple technique to increase focus. And what does it say? That don't do anything for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. That is not possible at all. Absolutely not possible at all. What you do is practice something only for 30 minutes. And when you are able to do that for 30 minutes, then you reward yourself for 10 minutes. Suppose you want to study and you're continuously getting bothered by the notifications. You make a resolution for 30 minutes. I will focus on my work, and then after 30 minutes, I'll check the notification. You switch off your mobile and keep it next to you, or maybe aside, and then you work on that particular work. After 30 minutes, you focus and again check your notifications, then repeat this cycle 30 minutes, again 10 minutes, and then after repeating it for 3 minutes, you can take a break for 15 minutes. This is called the Pomodoro technique. And last one, anything around you that is constantly stimulating you, remove that distraction completely. Probably the television or something like that, or mobile phone, switch it off, keep it, give it, lock it, and give the key to somebody else. Do it for 1 hour. It will give you a sense of deep discomfort. You will constantly have the urge to pick it, check it, pick it, check it, but do it for 1 hour. It will be rewarding for you to do it. So, this is called dopamine fasting. I've released a video on that. This is called dopamine fasting. We all fast for good health, isn't it? So, this is dopamine fasting. Okay? So, let us sit back and reflect on a very beautiful journey for some time. Okay? So, let's have very nice and a lovely music. I made it brief deliberately for you so that you can have the essence and the crux. So, let's sit back and experience with the beautiful light red and relax, and I shut down my mobile phone session. It's going to be very scientific again, and I'm going to give you certain deeper insights on how we can create magic in our life. Can read this disclosure. So I would just like to very clearly say that this presentation is a compilation of scientific evidence on lifestyle and not just opinions. It will just encourage you to inculcate healthy lifestyle in your life, but not enforce any dietary patterns on you. That's your choice. That's completely your call. And you have to decide the way you want to live. Silent heart attacks in the young are on an increase. And one of the major causes of this is, who is the biggest killer of mankind? It's not wars, it's not accidents, it's not calamities, but it's about our lifestyle. 90% of all the deaths, WHO estimates, are because of lifestyle. Southeast Asian countries are becoming the world capital of diabetes, of hypertension, of stress. And look at this. Typically in India, if I'm to tell you, more than 60 lakh people, 6 million people are dying due to non communicable diseases. And this percentage is almost 40 lakh people in Malaysia. Imagine. Depression, we are racing ahead. Diseases like diabetes, hypertension, heart attack, stroke, obesity, all these are completely lifestyle disorders. Depression, look at this. We are racing ahead in depression. Malaysia following back. India has 8 crore people who are falling with depression. And in Malaysia at present, yesterday I took a talk on suicidals and suicides in Malaysia. One of the highest increases in the world in suicides Malaysia has witnessed, especially in adolescents. That is the challenge that we are facing. And why this is a worry? Because 33% of the heart attacks today are occurring in less than 50 years. And 25% of the population of heart attacks is less than 35 years. And almost half of them can be silent. Can you believe it? Silent, they people don't come to know. And this has taken epidemiological proportions. We published a white paper in an international journal showing what are the patterns of heart attack in young patients. How heart attack is different in India and Southeast Asia. Southeast Asian population is completely different. Why? Because being a Southeast, listen to me, being and residing in a Southeast Asian country itself is a risk factor. Itself is a risk factor by our habit, by our genes. We are getting heart attacks a decade earlier. The disease is more severe. We have a more unique risk factor profile, higher chances of death and heart failure. And as I told you, being a Southeast Asian ancestry is a risk factor. This is called malignant coronary artery disease. So, world's 50% of the crops of heart attack is contributed by Southeast Asian population. This is again the white paper that I published in American Journal, and that how Southeast Asian young MI patients are different. Various studies have clearly shown it. Look at this mechanism of heart attack, very different. A typical blockage, like there is a cholesterol blockage in the lumen by inflammation and calcification, and this is called a stable plaque, which is non-ruptured, but it causes what is called as a angina. As the blockage increases, it keeps on blocking the artery and you get angina. But similarly, when this plaque ruptures, it is destroyed by various risk factors, by stress, by negativity, by smoking, by poor relations, by diabetes. It gets ruptured and it completely clogs the artery like this, and this is called the complete block, or what we call as the heart attack. So various heart attack symptoms are there, risk factors are there, and young people are more prone to this as compared to the other people. Various risk factors are coming. So we need to be really, really concerned about it. So this is like, again, as I always say, the pandemic of personal mismanagement. Completely a pandemic of personal mismanagement. As I told you, we have lost balance in our life. As I told you, this is like an emergency mode. And today we are people, we are not, we are people, we must realize we are not
program devices, but unfortunately, we have completely made ourselves programmed. Completely made ourselves programmed. We are working mechanically right from morning till evening, and that is why it is time to take control of your life. Healthcare is not a luxury, it's a priority. Self care is not a luxury, it's a priority. We must understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Change is a process, it's not an event. You are not going to have this change overnight, but we have to inculcate these changes every day in our life in small amounts, and that will create miracles. And balance is the key. Balance is the key. So, today, what I'm going to summarize is the scientific evidence of what I have used in my life. I shared this experience with you. I would have done it again. That I myself was suffering from lifestyle disorders, as I showed you, with weight of 95 kgs, and I did serious and significant changes in my life just by changing my mindset. So, lifestyle modifications is about bringing appropriate changes in your life so that you can live your life more. There are only three bases of having a good lifestyle. The first one is to have a great diet. The second one is to do an appropriate exercise. And the third one is to take adequate and proper rest. And I'm going to give you both physical as well as emotional patterns of a good diet, physical and mental or emotional exercise, and physical and emotional rest in your life. So let us go back to diet first and understand the proper and healthy dietary principles. Why is a person overweight? A person is overweight because eating wrong kinds of food, number one. Second, it could be eating wrong types of calories per meal and eating wrong patterns. So, as I always say, it's a Kiko principles that calories in should always be less than calories out. As simple as that. Your food is most powerful mole. Remember, in this world, people keep on coming to me, contacting me globally that Dr. Gupta, give us a weight losing pill or some medicine. There is no qualified or authenticated proper weight losing pill, and all those things that have been qualified are cancerous. So your food is more powerful than any weight loss prescription pill because it's your food that can make you thin and that can make you fat. So strongly concentrate on food. Why should you lose weight? Okay, if I'm overweight by a kg or so, what difference does it make? Look at this. If we want to improve our physical appearance, we should lose our weight. Females are more prone to breast cancer, uterine cancer, and males are more prone to colon and prostate cancer when they are obese. Gallbladder diseases, osteoarthritis, and stroke are more common when we are gaining weight. And look at this, merely gaining 1 kg of weight, your body produces 3 kilometers of additional blood vessels to supply blood to that 1 kg of weight. Can you believe it? Merely 1 kg extra weight, your body has to pump additional blood to by creating more than 3 kilometers of additional blood vessels. So that is why we need to really take care of our weight. Simple principles, facts, pure science, not my opinion. With due respect, look at this. I'm sharing only one study. Plant based diets, along with fruits, nuts, vegetables, legumes, and lean vegetables, as compared to the non vegetarian diet, lowers mortality by 31%. Absolute clear, no doubt. Vegetarians outlive non-vegetarians by 7 years if they are having a good and balanced diet. 40 years, 30 years of longitudinal follow-up published in one of the best journals, it clearly shows. Only plant-based proteins are far superior than the animal-based proteins. So, my mantra is what I call it as a smart heart diet. A smart heart diet. What are the components of smart heart diet? There are two things. One, what are the patterns that we should be using and what we should be eating? Look at these patterns and reflect on yourself. Very important is that always sit on table while you are eating. Never encourage meals in the drawing room, in the bedroom, while watching television, lying down to your children. We have never been given this privilege, and studies strongly discourage because you are likely to eat more and digest less when you are not sitting on the table. Second, don't just jump on the food when you are eating. Smell your food, taste your food, appreciate the texture of food, interact with the person who has prepared, talk to the person. That improves the value, that energizes the food, and you start enjoying the food more. Stop eating when you are 80% full. That's a classic Japanese principle. You know what is it called? Very important. Stop eating when you are 80% full, and remember, never ever eat directly from the packet. All the food and vegetables, this thing, they should always be poured on your plate. Always on a plate. Never have a habit of directly poking your hand into the packet and then eating it. No, that is really, really bad and disastrous. And third thing, take smaller bites, chew well, enjoy it. That is very important. And last is, any meals consumed after 9 p.m. in night are working like a poison for us. Any meals consumed after 9 p.m., typically 8:30 p.m. in the night, they are not doing good to us. They are working like a poison. So if you are forced to work in the night and you really want to eat, always remember, have light meals, have light fruits, and there should be a gap of 1.5 hours, at least 1 to 1.5 hours between your last meal and sleep. That is going to really help you. Yeah. So, what are the principles that you should be using for fruits and vegetables? Simple. At least 2 to 3 servings of fruits and vegetables every day when you are having your meals. They should be colored, nutritious diet. They should be dark green, spinach, broccoli, capsicum, mango, carrots, tomato, anything seasonal. It is important. And note it, mind it, write it, practice it. Fruits, vegetables, and salads are always consumed at least half hour to 15 minutes before meals, never after meals. If we consume fruits and vegetables after meals, if we specifically for fruits and sweets, it is going to be really harmful, or they are not going to do any good to us. If you are having meal in one go, first have your salad and fruits in the beginning, and then you go on to meal. This is the way you decrease the absorption of fats. This is the way you increase the absorption of phyto and micronutrients, and you get more nourishment from your meal. So mantra is, if you want to have salads and greens and fruits, always have them 10 minutes or 15 minutes before meals, or first with before meals, and then you consume your meal. Things to be avoided: refined carbohydrates like flour, white bread, too much pastas, because they have maida, what is called as, this is devoid of fiber, this refined carbohydrates, and they increase your triglyceride levels, and they increase your sugar and glucose levels acutely. If you eat significant amount of refined flour and white bread, the typical excretion time for a single chapati of a refined flour will take 48 hours as compared to only 24 hours of repeat, millets or something that you're consuming which has low carbohydrate content. This is practice. This is simple in our life, very evident. If you are hypertensive, should I limit salt? My mantra as a cardiologist: don't limit salt at all. Then what you should be having? You should be avoiding three or four things. One is tinned juices, tinned fruits, salad dressings, having salt poured over these fruits and vegetables. In India, we consume often achar, what we call as pickles, or what we call as the papad, or we often consume in Malaysia what we call as a very special kind of a papad. All these consumptions should be significantly decreased, and typically just approximately 2 gram of salt is good enough for our health. Even if you are an hypertensive, nobody enjoys eating a salt-free meal. So moderation. Your question would be, if low sodium salt I consume, is it good? Is any particular salt better than a particular salt? The answer is big no. They are all marketing gimmicks. So my mantra is, Use normal iodized salt that is good for you, healthy for you. Don't get driven by all these mantras. Look at this. What about trans fats? We all like muffins, cookies, pizzas, pastries, baked biscuits, fried potatoes, XYZ, and also French fries like this. And I'll explain you what is the problem. Now, what happens is when you are, listen to me now, understand this. This you need to understand. Every one of us, every one of us here, everywhere, whichever life you're leading, understand this mechanism very powerful. And this is disastrous for heart attack. What happens is when we are ordering something from a food chain, fast food chain, or we are wanting to prepare something like a something that like a donut or something like a kachori pakoda or what we call as a French fry, often we see that they are sold in half fried form already. They come packed in dishes. You know that that frozen form they come. Now, the moment you call to a fast food chain, what they will do, already half fried one particular dish is there. They take it out and pour it into a already used boiling oil. And that dish is prepared within 5 minutes of your order. Next 15 minutes to 20 minutes is for packaging and your delivery. And that is very tasty and it is delivered to you. But when you consume it, a already half cooked meal, when it is fried again and poured into a already boiling oil, it releases what is called as trans fats. And these trans fats are disastrous for heart health. This is the single most important factor for acute heart attack. So, mantra is if you want to have something fried, baked, or something like that, no worries at all. Do it in one go. Do it in one go. Note it down. Never use a already deep fried oil again for deep frying. Never do this. Should you be throwing it? No, no, no. No need to throw that oil. You can use that oil for seasoning, for shallow frying, or even for sprinkling. Not more than that. A mantra about the sweetened and artificial sweetened beverages? No problem. If you are consuming them occasionally, I'm good with that. But if we are habitually, typically I don't take tinned juices and fruits for almost 2 3 decades now. Absolute no. But if you are a regular consumption of tinned juices, fruits, and sugar sweetened beverages, remember we have higher 20% chance of diabetes and higher chances of heart attack if they are consuming for more than 10% of the calories. Regular consumption. Occasional is fine. Occasional is okay. No problem at all. Only occasional. But a regular consumption, once in a day, once in 2 days, if you're regularly consuming, it is harmful. A word about oils, more relevant to India, but still I'll share it with you because the mantra is very, very important that which kind of oil should I be using? We have olive oil, we have groundnut oil, we have mustard oil, we have corn oil, sunflower oil, rice bran oil. They are all balanced in different levels of PUFA and MUFA. And the ideal combination is a rice bran oil. And today we have a fashion of using what is called as a olive oil. And I'll tell you, olive oil is great for cardiac health. But the olive oil that is great for cardiac health is the extra virgin olive oil. And let me tell you, extra virgin olive oil is unaffordable for almost 90% of the people, even in India. I don't know about Malaysia. It is very expensive. And that too, that oil is beneficial only and only when it is consumed raw. Typically, in Indian patterns of cooking, we use it for frying or shallow frying. So, what is the cardiologist mantra for oils? My mantra is very simple. Have 3 or 4 type of oils displayed on your rack. Keep on rotating the oils every 10 to 15 days. For first 15 days, I'll use this. For next 15 days, I'll use this. Or I'll intermingle the oils of different kind, of different types. So that is a very simple mantra. What happens is in this process, you get a complete balance of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fatty acids. That is important. A word about vanaspati, ghee, palm oil, coconut oil, or margarine. All these, if they are consumed very much in moderation, is fine with me. Even to my heart attack patients, to my operate, I never give them these restrictions, but only and only in moderation. If we are using these saturated fats every day in the morning, the margarine and the butter, they are not much different. This only a name game play. That is also I'll clarify. It's very important that we should be careful in using their percentage. You note down all your questions, I will answer. Remember, in case sometimes you go to the market and you see there is written on the marketing oils, this is a very light oil. Have you heard that? A light oil. Light does not refer to the consistency of the oil, it refers only to the color of the oil. That's just making fool of you. Yes, these are facts I'm telling you. So next time when you go to the oil, don't get fooled by these marketing images. This is light oil. Come on, let us pick it up. Let us pick it up. It is not about the nutritional value of the oil. It only refers to the color and the texture of the oil. So don't ever get fooled by the marketing gimmicks. The practical tips for healthy life is baking, microwaving, and shallow frying is terrific. Use a common balance. Use liberally fruits and vegetables, low and non-fat yogurt. These are very, very good and healthy for you. And if I'm to show you guidelines, look at this. What is important for us to do and not do. Okay, just a minute. This two. Okay. Oh. Yeah, look at this. So these are the guidelines that are used globally for this. May I have these slides, please? So this shows that the sources of benefit from some other mode that is very important is there is harm when you are using added sugars, when you are using energy drinks. A big no to energy drinks. All those young people going to gym, all those children going to gym, any kind of energy drinks are strongly to be discouraged. Any kind of supplements are strongly to be discouraged. They can really damage your heart. Dairy products, they lack their benefit. But remember, look at this right column. Legumes, moderate consumption habitual of coffee, black coffee and tea and mushrooms is terrific for heart. It's wonderful for heart. Supplement your diet with omega 3 fatty acids and vitamin B12. But remember, note it down, please note it down. Any consumption of vitamins and this thing should be done only with documented deficiency. Not only this, note down all the questions we'll answer in end. Very important. I will answer everything. I will answer. Note it down. Every question will be answered. What I'm telling is remember, especially in females, if you are having over consumption of vitamins, you are popping in those vitamin tablets, it is not only not beneficial, it may be harmful. If somebody is recommend, oh, this is a wonderful brand I bought for you, come on, pop in a vitamin pill. Until and unless you have a documented deficiency, don't consume excess of vitamins. They may be really harmful. So there is evidence of harm for coconut, for especially eggs, and juicing of vegetables. Never juice your vegetables. I never consume juiced vegetables. I always, if I have to juice, I will always have them with their pulp, always with their pulp. And remember to supplement your diet with 30 grams or at least a handful of nuts, blueberries every day. Blueberries and strawberries are terrific for heart, great for children, and five almonds at least, and at least avoid any kind of what we call as pista or something like that. Pistachio should be avoided in our life. So a handful of 30 gram of nuts is something that is terrific. So a word about smoking. I believe nobody here smokes, and in case anybody does and is habitual about smoking or tobacco consumption, remember small immediate cessation is highly recommended because every single organ of the body can be affected by cancer and chronic diseases of heart. If you want to come, just visit India and I'll show you people with a normal heart having a massive cardiac arrest only and only because of smoking, and they are now fighting for their life saying, take millions of rupees, nothing can be done, it can destroy your heart. So no active and no passive smoking, no tobacco consumption in any form. That is mandatory, my dear friends. We must encourage. So smoke cessation is mandatory. It's good for your health. It's good for your self-esteem, good for your stamina, good for your economy, everything. We'll go into the details of this later on. 2 to 3 liters of water is terrific for you. You're 75% water, and water is going to be a booster for you. It gives you a clear skin. It's a muscle fuel. It's a fatigue buster, brain booster, brain normalizer, blood normalizer, joint greaser. Have liberal water taking care of your cardiac health. So these are simple principles. A overview. We can go into the details. I'll answer these specifics like micronutrients. I love micronutrients because micronutrients are great for health. So typically one of my hobbies is to grow micronutrients in my home. So whenever I have half an hour or 20 minutes, I'll take out simple coconut, platform, and I'll take out the micronutrient seeds, no organs, no organic farming, nothing of that sort. I'll just pour them, keep them, humidify them, and it will grow fresh micronutrients. They are superb and terrific for cardiac health. Beautiful for cardiac health. So I'm growing in my own home micronutrients myself. It is very good. You all can try. It's economical and simple way to get economical micronutrients at your home. It doesn't require any expertise. Okay. So these are the principles. And as we are giving diet to our body, again to re-revise you, make you revisit, have a good, smart mind diet also. You can make your body healthy by great diet, but it's equally important for you to have a great and a positive life by a positive thought. It's important. Check, what are you emotionally ingesting every day? Your mind is also having diet every day. And what are we ingesting? We are often ingesting pain, fear, worry, and uncertainty. And really, we have to take care of that. You know, Not only that we don't ingest, we get a negative news on a WhatsApp or a Facebook. We first ingest and then we forward it to thousands of people to make them also ingest the same thing. I tasted it, I enjoyed it. Now you also enjoyed it, and we are making it viral. You know, in India, typically there are serials that go on, and people are sitting, absorbing, and watching those serials like this, eating their food like this, as if they are so absorbed and engrossed they are playing the role. Why? Because continuous absorption of that negative energy is destroying their life. So it's important for us to disconnect to reconnect better. Look at this. Today, what happens when we are doing connecting this? We are not only absorbing, and besides absorbing, we radiate this energy by forwarding these messages. So it's important to have and stop ingesting fear because it is having catastrophic effect on our mind. And I'll tell you what happens. Listen to me. What happens when you are ingesting fear and negativity? The moment, now each one of you understand the science behind it, it will be clear forever. You will love this particular analogy. Our brain is working, and you also visit that situation. Everybody will in this hall try to understand. It's beautiful. Our brain has two parts. One is the frontal part. This is the rational brain. You call frontal part the rational brain. What does a rational brain do? If anything is happening, it will decide actually what to do in a rational way, that you should be deciding to do this. The second part of our brain is called the lizard brain, which is the amygdala, or which is called as the emotional brain. Emotional brain. Now, the moment we ingest fear and negativity, what happens is that immediate signal first goes to our emotional brain. Before it is able to reach to our rational brain, our emotional brain amygdala fires much faster. And the moment it fires, it creates such level of fear, anxiety, and worry that it sends signal to the frontal brain or the rational brain first that you switch off. And the person is completely being governed by fear, by negativity. His ability to take a rational decision in such negative situation goes down. That is why you see sometimes we are overburdened, our thinking brain shuts off, and we are not able to take rational decisions. That is why it is said, when you are emotional, never take a decision, because it is shutting off our rational brain. That is what digital detox is doing. It's creating a balance between our lizard or the amygdala. It's making it fire less, and it is creating a very beautiful balance in our frontal brain. So digital detox for this particular situation is mandatory. So we must redesign our thoughts, we must redesign, because we are suffering more in imagination than reality. So take care of your mind. Your mind is working again and again, I'm saying, like a projector. Choose what you eat, what you allow your mind to consume. I never, millions and millions of messages every day. They put me into hundreds of group. For those people who have their mobile, I don't check. If there is something negative, I will never ever forward. I will never do that in my life. It is important for us to take care of what I'm consuming. People keep on telling me, oh, he did this, he did that. I don't absorb. Note it down. Allow your mind to be like a sieve and not like a sponge. Not like a sponge. Absorbing everything. Anything that is fire to you, you absorb it. No. Your mind, your life should be like a sieve. Coming to the exercise, look at this. Exercise is terrific. If I'm to summarize in one line, look at me. If you are not walking, listen to me, make a note of it. Mind you, this is well proven and studied. If you are not walking 35 to 40 minutes or 1 hour every day, irrespective of whether you are thin or fat, irrespective of what kind of situation you are in, you are decreasing every day 35 to 40 minutes in your age. As simple as that. So each 1 hour of exercise increases your life expectancy by 1 hour. And lack of exercise, thinking I don't need to walk, thinking I'm already perfect, I don't have time, I'm just doing this, I'm busy, I'm this. This will decrease almost 1 hour in your age. That is why every day for last 24 years, irrespective of whichever part in the world I am, it doesn't matter. I will maintain my schedule of 15,000 steps every day. Look at my mobile for last 2 years. It says an average of 20,000 steps every day. 20,000 steps every day with the kind of schedule that I am running in my life. Look at this. Look at this. 20,000 steps. Those who want to really verify, I really want to tell you, look at this. 20,000 steps every day. This is the power that we have. That is why aerobic activity and resistance exercises both are necessary. Aerobic means walking, running, gymming. That is very good. That is good for your cardiovascular health. And resistance training like light weights. Even if you are 80, 70, or 90 years, my father is 80 years plus, I make him do light weights of 1 kg every day. Because if you are not doing resistance exercises, not picking up weights, remember every year your 1 pound of muscle will be replaced by same amount of fat. Your muscle will be replaced by fat. So resistance exercises are mandatory. We need to do it. And that is why it is important. That it is a myth that exercise is for overweight individuals. It is for everyone. Muscle strengthening activity has no benefit other than physical appeal. No, it has major benefits. So start your day every day with exercise. 30 minutes, 40 minutes of exercise every day, at least for 5 days in a week. When you exercise, your brain blood flow increases, your happy hormones like serotonin and dopamine they increase, pleasure hormone increase, calming hormones like gabapentin increase, and your ability to memorize, your ability to have the attention, your ability of boost decision making skills, it significantly increases once you are exercising every day. Try it for one day. Look at the energy that you gain. Not only this, look at this in children. For children who are just going at the home students or the home exercises, if you are going only for a 20-minute walk outside with your children, their performance in the academics is increased by 50%. That is why encourage academic activities in your children. And as I say that exercise is important, equally important is to practice emotional exercises. What are the emotional exercises? As I told you, practice emotional hygiene. Look at what are you cooking in the kitchen of your mind. 2 years back, I wrote a very beautiful article. I always read it and smile. And that article was titled, "What are you cooking? Dot 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 inside." What are you cooking inside? Each one of us is cooking inside. And I'll play a very beautiful exercise with you. I'll ask a very beautiful game with you because we have little time left. And let us understand this. Let us understand this. Each one of you go to your kitchen off and on, yes or no? Yes. Now let me ask you that in your kitchen, where do you keep the salt, the pepper, the sugar, common oil, common flour? Do you keep it in front of the kitchen, right there in front of you, or do you lock it in the kitchen and keep it at the back? Come on, louder. Front or back? Why do you want to keep it in front? Because you have to use it every day. Now I ask you to go to the emotional kitchen of your mind and look, what am I keeping in front? Do I keep anger in front or love in front? Do I keep hatred or jealousy in front or compassion in front? And whatever you are using repeatedly in your life, that will become your personality. That is why we keep on saying, oh, I'm an angry person, I'm an irritating person, this guy is irritating. Why? Because we are habitually using the same emotions again and again. I want to tell you again, previous lecture, just recreate this thing. Declutter your mind again and again. Declutter your mind. My repeat message is embrace love, embrace understanding, embrace acceptance and compassion, embrace joy and happiness in life. This is what life is all about, my dear friends. Learn to let go in your life. Letting go is the most beautiful exercise that you can do. Just release. Today, as you walk out of this place, pick up your phone. And for one person who has done really harm or something bad in your life, you felt hurt, don't worry. Just pick up message, forgive that person. Call that person. Make your life comfortable. We forgive others not for them. We forgive others for our own selves, for creating peace in our life, my dear friends. The last one is rest. Sleep is a biological necessity. Typically, in adults, we require 6 to 8 hours of sleep, no doubt. As we age, the sleep requirement goes down a little bit by an hour or so. And typically, in young children or teens, we require more sleep. Why this is important? Because in sleep, your lymphatic system and toxins, as somebody was asking me in the morning, all the hormones, all the neurotransmitters, they are completely cleaned of the toxins. The previously formed poor synaptic connections, they are not functioning. The dead neurological cells, they are completely cleaned in your system, and your newer connections are formed in sleep. So sleep is a biological necessity. Quantity of sleep is equally important, but quality of sleep scores much more over than the quantity of sleep. There are sleep hygiene measures that we should be practicing, no doubt. The sleep hygiene measures are simple: avoid stimulants in the night, switch off the devices because blue light syndrome can really destroy you, keep the bedroom cool and comfortable, meditate, and maintain a regular sleep schedule, because your sleep hormone melatonin typically gets released by 9 p.m. and it is on peak by 12 a.m. in the night. So your sleep should typically start at 10 to 11. It must be, you must be in your bed by that time to have a very comfortable sleep, until and unless the job profile doesn't permit. Then there are different ways. What happens if you are sleep deprived? Look at this. Some people say, oh, I am sleeping less, and they're not even able to have a quality sleep. The chances of cancer, the chances of depression and diabetes, the chances of heart attack, stroke, anxiety, poor cognition, all these are increasing with poor sleep quality. So it is important for us to have a very, very good, powerful, and emotional rest, my dear friends. So, my mantra, as usual, is meditate. Just as you give sleep to your body, my question is, am I able to give sleep to my mind and my soul also? Important. As you go back for your sleep, practice 3 affirmations. The first affirmation that you should be doing, the first exercise that you should be doing in the night is, just before sleeping, reflect on the day. As an actor, after playing a beautiful part in the film, he comes back, and what does he or she does? They remove their clothes to make themselves comfortable and come in their original costume. Similarly, we are also actors on this world stage. We have done a beautiful job. Positive or negative, there are no failures or success. There are only learnings that are happening in our life. And we come back into our own original state of peace, of joy, of bliss and of purity. The second one, must do exercises, express gratitude. Everything. Gratitude for God, gratitude to our family.
So, Om Shanti. So, how's the day today? Great, huh? When you came, you brought the rain together with you. But now you were filled with the rain of knowledge. In fact, indeed. And then there is a lot of knowledge sharing along the way, which of course now you have to digest it. So that's the process part of it which you have to go through. And then the output is what you intend to become. So there's input, the processing, and the output. So that have to take place. How much time you have to do that? Every day you have to do it. We use our slogan here, it's now or never, no? But doctor have given us one more slogan. What is that? Every day is? Huh? Yeah. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Huh? So there's always a beginning. So in order to begin with the right footings, you have a lot of information you got from Dr. Mohit. No? So we should give him a round of applause one more time. Despite his busy schedule, no? He is able to squeeze in some time to come to Malaysia. We have been trying, but finally he made it. No? So he was in Penang, he was in BM, General Hospital, and a few sessions to the north. And then he came back yesterday, and here you are, we are having this session. Tomorrow there's another session, followed by some sessions in KL Town, as it was announced just now by Sister Celia. No? So it's a very tight schedule, but I think he enjoys every moment of it. So his life himself is a source of inspiration for us. The way he walked through his life. And I think we all are creating our own history in our own way. No? So that's that kind of confidence you have given us. No? So strike a good deal, no? With your own life. We have to, see. So which directions your life should move? I have given some very, very good indicators, and so we can take inspiration for that, from that. And also, life is all about lifelong learning, no? So keep on learning. And we in the Brahma Kumaris, we are just for that purpose only actually. We are trying to direct people in the right directions. We had a very, very humble beginning in the 80s by those who are enthusiastic activists, no? Who came from overseas. They went to studies actually in Australia. They came back and then they started a small center in Lucky Garden those days. Lucky Garden is in Bangsa, no? And from there we shifted to Lorong Maruf for a long, long time. The number 10 Lorong Maruf is just like number 10 Downing Street. No? We have been there for a long, long time. As we started to expand activities to the north, the south, East Malaysia also, we were looking for a place where we can have bigger activities like this. So many places we were looking for a piece of land to develop, and finally we landed up here in Dekil. And I think this place is also appropriate. Everybody like it because Putrajaya is nearby, KL is nearby, airport is nearby, so it turned out to be a good, appropriate place for a retreat center. So if you take Southeast Asia or ASEAN countries, this is the largest now. So we cater for not only Malaysians but also regional. Whoever want to have retreats, they also are welcome to come, and they do come. They do come for retreats here. No? So such activities are taking place on a regular basis also. There was a short break during the COVID time, but now we are on our feet again. Activities are moving on, and we are happy that we are able to make a difference in the life of people. So that is like a good, nice feeling within us. So I guess that if you start to look at life itself, it is more about how much I can grow and how much I can help others to grow. And it's where the happiness lies. Although we live in a very materialistic world, but at the end of the day, we are spiritual beings. We are in thirst for spiritual things. And those are the innate qualities which comes across everything, no? Which we can say like love, peace, mercy, all those things, happiness and so on, those are all international language, no? Which everybody speaks in their own life. Whether a person is good or bad, whatever definition we have, that is necessary. So for today, I'm happy that you came. You've taken very good benefit from your faces. I can see that you have taken much benefit from this session, and we are very, very thankful to our resource person, Dr. Mohit. And I also would like to take this opportunity to thank Sister Celia and the organizing team who are working behind the scene. So we are very, very fortunate that have you here. And some of you are first timers here. You are most welcome also. So a lot of activities are taking place here. You just get in touch with them in the reception areas, and also those who are Sister Celia and others, Sister Sonia and so on, they will be able to help you with whatever. If you want to know further information about the foundation. We used to be an association, but right now we are foundations. So thank you very much for coming. Your evening is spent here. We appreciate your time in ABC. This is not the first time. It's going to be many, many more times you're going to come here, and you are most welcome to come to Asia Retreat Center. And we have such other names as Always Remain Contented, Always Remain Connected. So those are that. Okay, I take this opportunity on behalf of the management of ARC and also Brahma Kumaris Foundation. Thank you very much for your very presence here in ARC. Om Shanti.
Hi everybody, Om Shanti. This is not the first time I'm coming here, I think it's the third time. And I found the session, the breaking the ice session very gainful, fruitful, and profitable to me, and hopefully to the others that I interacted with. I gained to, it was a good game to know everybody and understand where they are coming from. We just names and where you're working, I'm working there. So it was a good networking session, and I enjoyed it. Now, talking about today's session by Dr. Mohit Gupta from New Delhi, it was very, I'm in the process of writing my 9th book. Of the 8 books, 4 were bestsellers. The last one was on the present Prime Minister, and the earlier one was on the previous Prime Minister. The previous Prime Minister's book sold 10,000 copies. They were all bestsellers. And I've even written an article on ARC when they started interviewing Lachman, and the brother will know. And some Brahma Kumari articles. Today's session was very relevant to me because my book, the 9th book, is titled Change My Thoughts. And everything that, it was so well targeted today's talk, the knowledge, because the bulk or most of what Dr. Mohit said was how we can change our thoughts and how our thoughts decide our future. And I think in my book too, I talk about how I change my thoughts, and in moments of despair, desperation, and fear or anything, I took it on as a challenge and resorted to meditation. I have a chapter on meditation too. And this getting into the spirit and getting spiritual helped me. And today, Dr. Mohit's imparting of the knowledge on changing our thoughts and changing our life was very relevant and very useful. And I've also spoken to Dr. Mohit because I was looking for somebody non-political to write, because my books were all political. This is the first time I'm going to human rights. Okay, right. So this time I've asked, and he's gracefully, I'm grateful that he would do the forward for my book. Thank you all very. I really benefited from what Dr. Mohit said, and I'm sure you all would have too. Thank you.
Of you here. I'm actually very grateful and glad to be given an opportunity to attend today's session, because practically in today's world, it's like life changing so fast, drastically. We need such good teachings for a better version of ourselves and to make the world a much better place to live in. Let me make it simple, and thank you so much.
And this is Dr. Amuda.
Hi, good evening. So, I think I will first start with this ice breaking. This is a great activity, I think. I met 23 people, which I think very rare for us to meet in 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes I managed to get. And most of them have similar hobbies, actually. So it's nice to see that many have similar hobbies with me. That is this. And then second thing regarding this retreat, creating a conscious future. I think it's already creating a conscious future in my mind, and also everybody, and like all already planned, rewiring, everything is happening, right? Because what I understand is, because I'm with Dr. Mohit, first when he landed, he came to our hospital and first talk was done by him there. So from there, he already started to make everybody think how the positive thought can change their life. Even my Pungara was messaging me up to 12 o'clock midnight. That is the first time he's messaging, keep messaging, telling that I think he's wonderstruck. So, whatever is the thought, what is his experience had bring some impression, and also it bring some thought into our mind to make a change, to make a plan how we should create our life. So it has created in my journey. I hope it also created in everyone's here. Anyway, thank you for
I'm a gerontologist, and I share a lot of what Dr. Mohit has shared with us. And to me personally, I think I may be speaking on behalf of a lot of you here. For me, what the title, for me personally, is creating a conscious present. Before we go into the future, I think today there are some changes I would like to make in my life now, to present, not yet future, but what we have. That is very powerful. All agree?
You're going to make a change in now itself, before you even go out? You plan how to do it? Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lily. Anyone else? Can I come this side? Because only here this side. Anyone here to share? Okay, come.
This is Srinivas. This is my first session with this organization. Thank you very much for being part of it. Today's session, I would really like to thank Dr. Mohit. It was fantastic because not that we haven't heard of many things what Dr. Mohit told, whether it is numbers, whether it is about health, right, or spirituality. Anything is not new, right? So, but the point is that I think we sat here for one day, focused. That's what he was talking about, right? Focus. We should focus on what we are doing, and then maybe move to next, right? So I think today was the day when my mobile was silent for so many hours. Okay, I'm happy about it. Okay. And I think I'll continue that. I think we got enough motivation from the set of people here, and I'm really very thankful about it.
What's your name?
Srinivas.
Sorry, Srinivas. Okay, thank you, Srinivas. Okay, one, two more. Yeah, please, Dr. Najib, come.
Hello, I'm Dr. Narjit. I'm running a medical center in PJ, and in fact, on 29th is going to be the World International Heart Day, right? And we are going to launch our book, right? And the book is all about heart diseases. Do doctors and cardiologists get heart attack? Right? It's going to be a controversial sort of a thing because no one talks about cardiologists getting a heart attack, right? So that was in my mind. And last night, I was going through this red light therapy and all that for healing, you know, and today we had an experience. So what you think before you sleep, right? The thoughts, every day think something new. Manifestation today it came. So all of us, if we want to change, think first, rewire and refire, right? If we want to change, we have to rewire, rethink, new things, rewire, refire, and then the network will start and all will manifest. You know, this is not just a woolly science. Many people who can't walk, right, who have got fantastic cancers and all that, when they change their thoughts, this all will come as a reality and a manifestation. This is my sharing. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Najib. One last one. Anyone? Okay, come.
Hi, hello everyone. I think I'm the youngest here. I am Hashimi and I'm really grateful and blessed. This is my first time I'm here. And thank you so much, Dr. Mohit. It was such an inspirational thing for me and for me to create, and because I'm young, so this will be a stepping stone for me. And each and everything, what I learned today, it is really phenomenal, I should say. I can say that I will start to manifest the dream life of mine. Yeah, and it will happen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, Sham. Thank you.
Good evening. Om Shanti, Om Shanti. My name is Dr. Mahendra Makhandu. Today is the third day of my cataract surgery and also for my glaucoma for the left eye, right? I did much earlier. I got this message approximately about 3 weeks ago, and I had mentioned that I will be attending, so I thought after the surgery I will not be coming. Yesterday when I went to sleep, I put a thought in my mind, I must wake up early and come for this meeting. In the morning, it was raining. I said, no way, I'm going to come, and I made it a point to come. The purpose of my standing here and watching what Dr. Mohit had just elucidated is a reflection of all our particular conscious behavior. Thoughts is the most important part of what we want. So my deliberation today from my take of the discussion is right thoughts, right action, and right delivery of your particular thoughts. And I always say to my friends, because I have also been to the Baba Center, is help ever, hurt never. And with those few words, I want you to follow a healthy lifestyle. I'm a good example of that. I hope you will know what is my age. You will not be able to recognize. My hair is still black. I am 70 years old. All right? And we have young genes in my family. But I wanted to mention something very important, is what he had mentioned about lifestyle, the food you take. Try to avoid processed food is what he is mentioning. Do exercise, do meditation. I wake up 3 o'clock in the morning, and 30 minutes I'll spend meditation. Another 30 minutes I will read the Bhagavad Gita and all the religious books. I bought some more books here because I'll go back and make sure I read this. It creates your mind to think widely and also creates confidence in you. And always help others. When you help others, the gratitude they get makes you a better person. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, one more. Okay, last one, huh? Albert, come.
Hi, my name is Albert. First of all, before I start, to summarize and deliberate what I've learned, I'd like to all of you to give a big hand to all the volunteers here, all right? I was so blessed, because when we came in, they greeted us with a warm smile, they had a drink and all that stuff, And the people here are so fantastic. Even the food that we ate was cooked with love, and some other magic spices and potion that they put inside.
Magic?
Yeah. Made me feel good
The
also.
magic are your thoughts.
Yeah. So what I have learned personally was that, I remember I read a book last night, Think, Grow Rich, right? I don't know whether you have read this book. And then, what Dr. Mohit has shared with me, not only touched my mind, but touched my heart. And I know how to integrate the knowledge, right? I was very interested in the manifesting thing, right? Because my whole life, I wanted to be somebody, right? Like you want to have that nice house, Now I'm living in only a condo only, So I will use that 1% thing to improve, and hopefully I can stay in a nice house and have a good lifestyle. And not only that, today I learned something so important, digital detox, right? I have spent, because I do a lot of IT work also sometimes, so I spend sometimes 10 hours, 12 hours, non-stop, non-stop on IT and things like that. So now I learn to, maybe do for 30 minutes, stop, and things like that, and having this break. So I have to relearn, retrain my brain, and I'm so thankful in things like gratitude, every day having a journal, and meditating and things like that. This all just, inspires me to make a better, lifestyle, to make a better me, that's it. So I'm so thankful for, so many of the aha moments that we learn, right? And, some of your testimony inspired me. Can you imagine he is 70 something? I thought he was much younger, and things like, yeah, so it's amazing. And he doesn't have any white hair also. 70 something. I also want to know what is his secret. Okay. So thank you very much, all of you. Big hand to all of you.